Welcome back. We've earned the right to fix things. The root cause is proven. Not slow work, but stalled work. Files waiting in an ownerless queue for the 2 handoffs before credit review and risk sign-off. Now the improve phase. And here's where discipline matters most, because this is credit, and the wrong kind of fast is dangerous. So today isn't go faster. It's design a specific fix for a specific cause, stress test it for new risks before it touches a real client, pilot it small, and put a number on what it's worth. Speed that a risk officer will sign. Let's build it. One principle to steer by. A good improvement is not a burst of effort. It's a change aimed precisely at a root cause. We found 2, no owner on the queue and no priority rule. So the candidate fixes almost design themselves. Give the queue an owner who pulls files daily. Let documentation and credit review run in parallel instead of in series. Delegate approval authority for smaller, low-risk facilities so they don't wait for a committee. And a checklist that makes a file impossible to submit incomplete. Each one attacks the weight. None of them touches the quality of the credit judgment. But which fixes? In what order? Same discipline as choosing the project. Don't argue, score. Nadia opens solution selection and lists the candidates. A queue owner, parallel review, delegated authority, a document checklist. Then the criteria that matter: impact on lead time, effort to implement, and weighted heaviest, risk to credit quality. Each candidate is scored against each one, on evidence rather than lobbying. And the profile that emerges is clear. The queue owner and parallel review are the standouts. High impact on the weight, low effort, and no new credit risk at all. Delegated authority is powerful, but because it touches risk, it's staged carefully behind a threshold. The checklist guards quality more than speed. Evidence picks the sequence, not seniority. Before a single change reaches a real client, one more discipline, the one that separates a mature team from a reckless one. Every fix creates new ways to fail. Parallel review could let a file reach sign-off before documents are truly complete. Delegated authority could let a marginal facility through without enough scrutiny. So we run an FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis. For each new failure mode, we rate 3 things: how severe, how likely, how detectable, and multiply them into a risk priority number. The high numbers get a control before launch, not after an incident. This is how you go faster without the board ever losing sleep. So Nadia builds the FMEA and the platform right on the improved process. Failure Mode 1. A file clears parallel review with incomplete documents, severity high, occurrence medium, detection poor, and the risk priority number lands high, a red flag the tool surfaces automatically. The control is logged beside it. The document checklist becomes a hard stop parallel review cannot bypass. Failure Mode 2. Delegated authority approves a facility above the safe threshold, severe but rarer, caught by a hard cap plus a sampled audit. Failure Mode 3. A file stalls because the new queue owner is out and no one covers, flagged for a named backup. 3 risks the speed created, each scored and guarded. And with the failure modes rated, she marks the FMEA complete. Then she turns the chosen fixes into formal recommendations, each linked to the risk it answers and the process it changes. The queue owner, parallel review, delegated authority, the checklist gate. Marked complete and on the record, they become the project's committed plan. The faster process is now a provably safer one. Fixes chosen, risks guarded, now prove it on real files, small. Nadia runs a pilot on one corporate segment, a named queue owner, parallel review, the checklist gate, and she measures. Before, 18 business days. After, the same work, the same controls, decided in 6, trending toward 5 as the queue owner settles in. Then the part the CFO came for. Nadia opens the cost-benefit tool and puts a number on it. The corporate revenue retained, the carrying cost the faster process recovers, a net present value and a return the board can bank. And she pins that result to the executive summary, so the money travels with the evidence, right beside the charts that earned it. faster, and safer, expressed in the one currency the boardroom never argues with. Step back and hold both truths at once because this is the whole season in one frame. The process is dramatically faster, 18 days to 6, on the way to 5. And it is not 1 inch looser. Every acceleration is paired with a control that a risk officer signed. That pairing is the entire point. Anyone can go fast by cutting corners. Anyone can be safe by being slow. The rare, valuable thing, the thing that wins the deal without ever risking the bank, is doing both at once and being able to prove you did. Speed with the receipts to defend it. So the improvement isn't a promise anymore. It's a piloted, measured, risk-guarded result. 18 days down to 6, revenue recovered, and not one control loosened. But a pilot that works once is not a process that holds forever. The most common tragedy in improvement is the gain that quietly erodes the moment the project team looks away. Next episode, the control phase. How the team makes 6 days the new normal, with a control chart that watches the process, a plan that names who does what, and a dashboard that catches drift before a client ever feels it. See you there.